past the leader.
Gant in the Bandit. Number 77 is a lap down, running in 7th position. Here's the scramble down the back straightaway. Dale Earnhardt is in front. He breaks away from Ridley a little as they get in the lap traffic. They're moving around. Mike Porter, who is running in 6th position, the number 3 car, and Earnhardt is using the 3 as a blocker in turn 4. A good piece of strategy by Earnhardt. Now here comes the move up to the outside. Ridley takes a look, can't get through, comes back to the inside. Give it to Earnhardt. Ridley goes back to the outside, ran out of room and time.
It's now or never for Morgan Shepherd. Morgan Shepherd moves right up on the back bumper. Now Dale Earnhardt over in turn 3. Meanwhile, Harry Gant off the 4th turn. Looks like he'll be looking at checkered flag and the win this time by with his hand out the window. Morgan Shepherd now moving up on the back bumper and trying to get around, but can't find enough acceleration. So Dale Earnhardt takes 2nd. Morgan Shepherd takes 3rd. But your winner, as we said, Harry Gant from Taylorsville, North Carolina, has acquired the win here in the Mellow Yellow 300. And Dan Lucas, quite a show it was.
Right now, it's still anybody's race. The first 3, it's going to be hard for the 4 on back to even come up to the front.
Real interesting it will be. This is the final lap. $50,000 at stake to win it down to the inside. Here comes Bonnet. Bonnet moving in.
Hey, I don't know if he can make it.
Labonte's in a good position right now. The top row's the way to go.
And number 11, Waltrip gets down on the inside. He may come even across the grass. We've seen him pull maneuvers like that. Down they come for the finish. Here comes Waltrip. Look at him come up the inside. He hits Bonnet at the line. Car number 88, Bobby Allison, has won the clash. 2nd place, too close to call between Labonte on the outside, Neil Bonnet on the inside, as Waltrip got a piece of both Neil Bonnet and Cale Yarborough at the finish line. Coming along with him is Neil Bonnet. Oh, just touching. Waltrip just touching.
There goes Neil Bonnet and Ron Bouchard.
Bouchard slide. Fantastic driving by Bouchard. He picked it up. Yellow is coming on. I want to see that one again. Under any other hands, any other controls, but these Masters, you would have seen a frightening accident.
Well, Darrell Waltrip pushed Dale Earnhardt right up to the wall there, and Dale had to back out slightly, which pulled him back into Neil Bonnet. Boy, oh boy, now that is a real tight squeeze.
At better than 190 miles per hour, swapping sheet metal and paint. And there's Ron Bouchard's crew. That's Bob Johnson on the radio, and he's angry. And look at the side of that car. You can see the blow that it sustained. Ron Bouchard of Fitchburg, Massachusetts, with a very fine performance in this 125-mile qualifier. 14th is Bobby Wolock. 15th is Ty Scott. And these are unofficial standings now. 16th, just outside, is Tim Richmond. And also outside the veil is car number 31, Billy Harvey, a Florida driver. So the final standings up in front will show Baker, Waltrip, Ruttman, Earnhardt, and Kyle Petty as the top 5 as the checkers are dropped on the field by Harold Kinder under a rainy condition here at Daytona Beach.
Running the draft. We just got him hooked up with the 47 car 10 laps ago, but I think we got it now.
Well, less than a half ago, Ken. How's he doing? Looking good. He's pulling up on car number 2, trying to put the Ruttman car a lap down in the final moments. Here it comes. A sprint to the finish. Allison coming down, and he's right behind Ruttman as they come to the line. Down, the checkered flag about to come out, and sprinting to it is number 88. Bobby Allison has won the Daytona 500 for the second time in his career. Fender flapping a little as he came across. Second place, number 27, Cale Yarborough, twice a winner of the 500. And the terror of Timmonsville fighting that steering wheel right to the finish line. Cale Yarborough for second spot. Gary Ballou right behind him out of the top 10 as they come to the line.
The chain reaction accident sent Earnhardt into the mud in the infield. He lost valuable time and opened the door for Darrell Waltrip to take the lead. Waltrip led the last 100 laps and took the checkered flag 3/4 of a lap ahead of second place Dale Earnhardt.
So the red flag is out at the Atlanta 500. Well, this big crowd filing out of Atlanta International Raceway, no doubt frustrated and disappointed because we had some terrific racing throughout the course of the day. The race stopped after 287 laps, or 438 of the 500 miles completed. Darrell Waltrip, who won earlier this year at Bristol, Tennessee, wins here at Atlanta, and Chris Economaki spoke with him in Victory Lane. Yarborough, a masterful performance today. No matter what happens to Cale, that car not aerodynamically sound. It is not handled 100%, and yet Cale is still right there. However, unable to pick up any ground. It is Earnhardt cruising along as they'll come out of turn number 4. One last gasp now for Cale Yarborough as he tries to go to the inside, but he cannot get him. Cale Yarborough going well down low, starting to lose it. Yarborough now getting it back in turn number 1, went down inside into the marbles. Here is Elliott coming around. He finishes in 3rd position, but it was Dale Earnhardt on his way to a victory in the Rebel 500, saluting the crowd as they salute him in turn down the back straightaway.
Still definitely within striking distance. Let's see how this thing ends. Oh, we have a problem in turn number 3. It involves our second place car, Terry Labonte, and Bobby Allison. Labonte's car smoking badly as they have sheet metal rubbing against tire. Down the main straightaway, the yellow is out. There is Labonte in turn number 1, having a very difficult time steering that car because the sheet metal is definitely rubbing against the tire on the right front of the car.
A tough break for the young fellow who had driven a magnificent race here this afternoon, but something happened. Bobby Allison lost his car going into the turn, and Labonte hit him and hit the wall on the outside. You can see the damage. The tire is flat. He'll stay out on the racetrack, though, and because they can't pass him. Benny Parsons is right behind him. I think Dale Earnhardt has already gotten around him, but he'll stay out for the checkered flag, I'm sure, because the white flag will be coming up the next lap as Darrell Waltrip gets the white flag as we watch Labonte on the backstretch. But under caution, they're not permitted to pass another car. And although we see some cars passing Labonte there, but...
And so we will end this race under the caution, and Darrell Waltrip will be the winner. The field is being given the white flag right now. Terry Labonte staying out there, a tremendous disappointment for this young man who has driven a tremendous race here this afternoon, but had problems with 3 laps to go. Darrell Waltrip behind the pace car, going at about 40 miles an hour, comes off of the 4th turn and receives the checkered flag from Harold Kinder, and Darrell Waltrip has won the Northwestern Bank 400 from North Wilkesboro. Darrell Waltrip is the champion. He has won his 3rd race of the year on the Winston Cup Trail. And I believe that Dale Earnhardt is going to finish in 2nd position. to the inside of the racetrack. Darrell Waltrip moves to the outside of him. Terry Labonte tucked right in behind Darrell Waltrip. Now the car's down the 4,000-foot backstretch into the 33-degree banking of turn number 3. Darrell Waltrip has moved in the lead. Terry Labonte has moved into second position with Benny Parsons riding right beside him. Kyle Petty in fourth. Here they come off of the fourth turn.
Parsons is frozen. He can't move.
Onto the tri-oval, and this is going to be the checkered flag. Here comes Darrell Waltrip. Labonte tried to make a move, but he cannot do it. Darrell Waltrip wins the Winston 500. Terry Labonte finishing in second position. Benny Parsons was third, and Kyle Petty was fourth.
Well, Bob, Benny Parsons made, I guess, the ultimate chance. He decided to do something unusual on the final lap. He felt he was not in the right position. We saw Benny drop way down low coming out of turn number 2 and go down the backstretch. I think he had hopes of letting Waltrip go by, moving back up in line and maybe repassing Darrell in the tri-oval, but it just didn't work. Remember, we commented that Terry Labonte's probably his best move would to stay tacked right on Waltrip's back bumper.
There, tucks in behind Neil Bonnet. 3 and 4 will decide the issue. $450,000 on the line. Elliott looks to the inside, slips up on the outside. He'll try the long way around. They're off turn 4. They're coming to the checkered flag, and Neil Bonnet will win the World 600. Wow, Dick, he held on. That's all you can say. He held the kid off.
Yeah, what a finish. I'll tell you, you go down 600 miles and you see a car a couple feet apart. That's racing, man.
They battled all afternoon long, 4.5 hours to come down to an interval of 2 car lengths at the finish. Bonnet wins it over Bill Elliott. Allison third, 1 lap down. We'll be back to talk to the winner in just a moment. Well, I'd second that notion, Dick Brooks. I think those folks got their money's worth today.
Well, I know they got their money's worth. I've been sitting here watching them. They've been hooping and hollering and yelling, and they've got a very, very good crowd, and they stayed out here in it, and they're going to see the finish of the race right here. Harold Kinder's going to show them a checkered flag, and Bobby Allison has won something that he's been wanting to do a long time and has not had a chance to. And I'll tell you, I'm glad I was a part of it, and I believe all the fans believe that they were glad they was a part of it.
Checkered flag falls on Bobby Allison, his 68th career victory, and it came at virtual walking speed here as the Vanscoy 500 finishes under a yellow flag in heavy rain, the kind of rain that has marked this entire racing weekend here in the Pocono Mountains. But despite the showers, it's been another great stock car battle, a classic example of Winston Cup competition. This one has fallen to Bobby Allison.
The backstretch now, I don't think he's got enough space, enough draft to get him.
You've only got 2 turns left in the short home straight. Elliott closes in behind Bobby Allison as they go into turn number 3. Allison, who has never won a Grand National Points Championship, will take the lead in the point standings if he can hold off Bill Elliott for just a few more feet. Coming down on the traffic in the home straight, and he can't do it. Had no chance to do it. I think he probably lost his last opportunity up there between turns 1 and 2, as Bobby Allison has doubled in 1982, winning the Daytona 500 and the Firecracker 400, and he had quite a drive.
And he's got it this time.
Junior's car usually gets great mileage, but Allison looks like the driver was going to go all the way for the victory.
Well, that's something, the crowd going crazy. I'll tell you, I'm pretty excited myself.
Well, quite a race we have seen this afternoon here at Pocono International Raceway, and Allison will cruise around 3. Bobby Allison in the Gatorade Dyguard Buick, car number 88, waves to the fans. Allison will take the checkered flag from Harold Kinder, and he has won the 1982 Mountain Dew 500 over Darrell Waltrip. And look at this, Waltrip getting a push. I don't think that's right, do you?
That's a no-no. You can't do that. You have to finish the race under your own power, and you can't be pushed across it. He can be pushed back into the pits, but he has to be running when he goes across there.
So that might hurt Waltrip in the final rundown. Your winner, Bobby Allison, and we'll be right back for the victory celebration.
backstretch for the final time at Michigan International in the Champions Park Plug 400. Bobby Allison moves to the inside, and Richard Petty to the outside. I thought that Allison was slowing, but he was only getting out of the draft. It's Bobby Allison and Richard Petty fighting side by side and nose to tail through turns 3 and 4. Petty lagging back just a little bit. Let's watch the move that Richard Petty makes off the trial, into the trial off the 4th turn. His car wiggles a little bit. It's going to be Bobby Allison winning the Champions Spark Plug 400. But it's almost a side-by-side finish with Richard Petty. Another great finish in Grand National Winston Cup racing.
I told you, Bob Jenkins, a piece of cake.
No, it wasn't a piece of cake.
Well, I'll tell you, both drivers, no matter how much of a veteran you are, you get down right to the short strokes when all the points and all the money is up there. You just can't be perfect. Both drivers, as we look at the battle for 4th, we get another one coming. Here comes Bodine leading Parsons to the tri-oval. Bodine drops down to the lane closest to the solid white line, and Jeff Bodine comes home 3rd.
Give them too much racetrack.
Cale Yarborough must be breathing a little easier right now. He saw that happening in his rear vision mirror as he comes around. He's coming around to turn number 4, and he will get the checkered flag. It doesn't look like Richard Petty's going to be able to do it today. Everybody standing, waving on Cale Yarborough, his 5th Southern 500 victory. The two closest to him are Bobby Allison and David Pearson, each with 3. So he's put quite a distance between them. What an honor. So, Cale Yarborough is our winner. 2nd place goes to Richard Petty. 3rd to Dale Earnhardt. And 4th, Bill Elliott.
Go. Half a mile. Kyle's going to try one more time. You got to know it. Yeah, he moved down underneath him, but Darrell shuts the door right now. He said, no way, kid, not today. Maybe sometime down the road, but not here at Dover. And there it is, the checkered flag. We've got a winner in the Dover 500, Darrell Waltrip. And there's the Junior Johnson crew, happy as always. Another victory notched in their gun belts. And there he is on the cool-off lap, number 11. And here comes the kid that tried so hard, up alongside Kyle Petty.
Number 2 down the backstretch. Waltrip now into turn number 3 is going to be able to coast to victory from this point, and for the 10th time this year, Darrell Waltrip wins a Grand National race. He sticks his left hand outside of the car and salutes as he comes down the straightaway. 2nd place is going to go to Harry Gant in car number 33. Here he is in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Off of the 4th turn, Harry Gant finishes 2nd. There is the checkered flag to Harry, and the 3rd place driver is going to be Terry Labonte in car number 44, and for Terry, that is his first finish in a top 5 since the Bristol race earlier this year, the Busch 500. And about a 12 car length advantage on Harry Gant running in 2nd position. Gant with about a 3 car length lead on Darrell Waltrip. Here is the leader of the race, Bobby Allison, in the number 88 Gatorade Dyguard Chevrolet off of the 4th turn. Bobby Allison wins Atlanta. 2nd goes to Harry Gant. Darrell Waltrip is 3rd. Tim Richmond finishes in 4th position. And unofficially 5th is the number 75 of Joe Ruttman. But there is the winner as Harry Gant pulls alongside and salutes the winner of the 1982 Atlanta Journal 500, Bobby Allison. And now Darrell also moves to the inside and salutes Bobby Allison as the winner.